Recycling Coordinator, Tom is not here. Code Enforcement, Tom is not here. Library Board, Steve Knoll.
Yes, first I'd like to ask a question. I sent an email out last week requesting about 15 minutes of executive session to discuss two items, one of which we really don't need to do an executive session, but the other. Maybe we granted that?
I think the governing body is going to discuss this in executive session tonight.
All right, because I have a rice notice from Carla Roselle authorizing me to talk on behalf of her, the issue mentioned in that letter. So do you want me to proceed now, or?
No, I think the governing body was going to discuss it in executive session tonight.
Were we going to discuss our right to, or what?
I'm sorry, the library board president is giving his report.
That's actually what I was going to say. What are you going to discuss? Are you going to discuss the two issues that I brought forward, or?
I believe at least one of them.
Will I be able to sit in for
No.
that portion of it?
Not yet.
I haven't. I'm going.
The library board did.
May I ask, I'm a member of the library board, if I may, what is the reason that the library board is often, gosh, like we're treated like we're second-class citizens or something? I mean, we have important things that we need to address, and we would like to have open dialogue with the council in order to address these concerns. So at what point in time will council like to work cooperatively with us so we can seem like we're on a unified front here? I mean, we've got things that we would like to address. We're respectfully asking if we could address them.
I think your liaison to the library board is the mayor or his or her designee. And I think that in the last 5 years, the governing body has worked very cooperatively with the library board.
But you were not at the last meeting, Mayor, so I would like to see if we could have a alternate in case you are not there. And I don't know about the rest of you here, but I would like to have Councilman Pettinelli as council president be our liaison in the event that you are not here, because we need people to come so that we can, you know, take care of the bylaws and all of the other stuff. So, Councilman Pettinelli, we would like to invite you to be an alternate. Are you willing?
I think the state library statute is clear. It's the mayor or his or her designee.
Then are you going to have a designee? You weren't at the last meeting, but yet you didn't have someone else there.
That was the first meeting that I missed in, I think, a year and a half, other than being on vacation in August of last year. So it was unfortunate. I apologize, Steve, for missing the meeting, but I don't normally miss library board meetings.
Did you call anyone?
No. I had something come up at the last minute, and it was just, I couldn't get there.
Okay, that's understandable, but we need to have someone come. So I think it would be only more than fitting for him to come. You are the, what's it called, the, whatever he is, but we would like him to come in the event that you cannot come. What's wrong with that?
I don't believe I have to designate a designee if I come to the meetings. And in fact, the meeting that I missed last week, had I, at the last minute, called Councilman Pettinelli and said, can you go? I don't know, because it was literally at the 6:59 mark that he would have been able to drop anything he was doing and come.
For the sake of the council, since I got the rights notice authorizing me to discuss the pension piece for Carla, I want to give you at least the specifics of what we're, you know, we want to find out about, which may influence your, you know, opinion of your executive session, or grant us the 15 minutes to discuss it in detail. It's essentially an error that was made.
Well, you can't get into it, it's personnel.
I've got a rights notice here saying that she's given me permission to talk about it.
Then please grant us some time in executive session.
That's a possibility, but I mean, we can't talk about it in public meeting.
Then please grant us some time in executive session.
Session, he has every right to bring it up now.
Exactly. The rights notice allows her to be spoken about in public or executive.
Order.
15 minutes executive session.
I think the governing body needs to discuss the issue.
Let's do this. Considering that it's a municipal library now, and I understand you have a piece of paper in front of you, I think perhaps the rest of those should come from the governing body. And why don't we give you the next one, so what we do.
What, what are you saying, Chris? So we can all hear,
In other
we're all
words-
members here.
Well, not everybody's a member. I said, since the
We're
rights,
members.
the rights notice didn't come from the governing body, okay? Why can't we do it next meeting, here, 15 minutes in executive session next meeting? And if the employee would like to be here, the employee could be here.
Okay. And my understanding from what I was going back to school is that people choose to do it in session.
Yeah, right, that's right.
So we're granted next meeting's executive session time, 15 minutes?
That's my recommendation.
Or whatever
Whatever
Carla wants,
counts.
if she wants it.
Okay, so- Okay, very good.
There are governing body members who have no idea about the 5 or 6 year history or 7 year history of what's going on. So we're gonna discuss that this evening in executive session. And the governing body.
Mayor Dunwell, please
Excuse me.
stop moving forward and looking
Please,
so like
please
that.
do not interrupt me when I'm
Just calm
speaking.
down.
I have the floor.
Calm
The
down.
governing body will make a decision as to how we will proceed in this matter. Anything else, Steve?
Yeah, just in regard, I mentioned last month, or last meeting, I brought up the fact that, there was essentially a lockdown here and that we shut the library. Do we actually have a building emergency action plan, that would be, what would go into effect in the case of an emergency of some kind happening in the building?
Todd, can you weigh in at all on that?
Yeah, I spoke to Steve prior to the meeting, and what I suggested is that we have a sit-down with Chief Stetner or one of his representatives, because that's more of a police matter as far as like, God forbid, there was an active shooter or something like that. I mean, I have an evacuation plan, but it has nothing to do with an armed intruder or anything like that. That would be on the law enforcement end.
Okay. I will say that I did speak with a locksmith about modifying the interior doors to put a deadbolt on the inside. As you know, right now, the only way, if you're in an office, the only way to lock the office is to go out in the hallway with the
That's a
key.
similar situation with the library, too.
Right.
The door to the hallway.
Right, so I asked for quotes, or a quote, to do all the interior doors with some type of deadbolt system where we could keep the existing handle to try to keep costs down.
Right,
And
and even
I'm-
in the case of the library, the exterior door on this side opposite us here, she's gotta physically walk from wherever she is in that part in the library for that door to lock it, where there's no
Two doors.
emergency, a lock, which,
Is there a push bar?
yeah, but that's the entrance in and out of the library for the public. So the door's always open. There is a push bar, so if the door was locked, you can get out,
Right.
but that doesn't help if there's.
But I mean, if she were to take an Allen key to
Right,
release
but I'm
that,
saying,
she'd be able,
if she's
she
not-
would be secure inside the building.
if she can get to the door before someone came in, if they were coming in from that direction.
Todd,
That's what-
if I may address, she is, as a school teacher, and with Jen as a school teacher, we know the importance of lockdown procedures and practicing drills and everything. What concerns us as library board members, and with our librarian being the sole provider of anybody who goes in there, she will then be responsible for any patrons and herself if there is an issue in there. I haven't seen any fire drill, fire exit procedures hanging up in there. I think that, there are often times when the librarian is here by herself. And so, the Borough Hall, I don't believe, has ever had, and correct me if I'm wrong, I don't know, from people that I have asked, there's ever been any kind of practices of anything, if there is an active shooter, if there is lockdown. But I'm just, Councilman Cardabona, if I may. So we now are responsible for the patrons that come there, and we would like to see, practices of some kind and that sort of thing. I mean, everybody in this Borough Hall needs to be on the same page with everything. So there needs to be communication and practices of particular drills.
So Mayor, this is a Department of Public Safety issue. He should work with Councilman Cease and Todd, and they should try to figure these things out. Also with public property to make changes for door structures or anything like that. These issues have all come up before.
May I make a recommendation?
But they're not taking care of
I'll
that.
meet with Councilman Cease, Chief Stetner, and the fire chief, and we'll come up with a plan and go from there as far as meeting.
Could you possibly involve Carla in it?
Absolutely, yes.
Thank you.
Steve, anything else?
No, that's it.
Any questions from the dais for the library board?
I don't know if it's a legal question or whatever, then maybe it's not even. If we're gonna do this rice notice thing again, what's the procedure?
That's what I was gonna ask.
Do we
So
say?
the clerk, generally, the acting clerk can serve her with the rights notice.
It's just stating, the rights notice is just it's a piece of paper that,
I understand.
He
what
knows
you're
it.
saying.
You
You guys
never
send
know.
it yourself, I don't know if that's
Yeah.
legit, I think probably if you're a municipal.
well, I gave her the rights notice. She signed it, giving me permission to talk about that issue publicly.
Again, I don't know how legit legal that is. If it comes from the municipal clerk, then being an arm of the, at least the way I look at it.
That's
being
why
an arm of
we'll do it next meeting, it'll come from the clerk, and then, and you guys, you can,
give the form to her, I guess, and she'll give it, or mail it, or whatever you do. That way, at least everything's
Well,
legit.
you should just walk it over to Carla like I did. And
Right,
Get her to
right.
sign it, or type up a quick, give you the okay, and sign it.
I'd like to make one last comment, and that is I'll be seeking legal advice as to whether or not I can even participate in a discussion at this meeting of the library board, because we have a quorum right now. You three and me, we are a quorum of the library board. I don't think it's really appropriate for a quorum of the library board to be discussing library board business without noticing the public that they're going to be having the meeting. So Mr. Troxel can weigh in on that. Something you might want to consider in the future. All right. Moving on to second public comment.